One of the easiest ways to increase your print-on-demand sales is to stay on top of emerging trends. And in this video, I want to share 5 of my favorite ways to do this that have been working for me throughout the years. Let's get right to it. I had to start off with Google Trends. Specifically, if you scroll down to the bottom of the Google Trends page, there is the Google Trends newsletter that you see right here. Signing up is completely free. If you're not doing this, I would recommend you do. They'll send you one email a day outlining new emerging topics that got the most search interest in the last 24 hours. What I love most about it is that it's free. Here's an example of the Google Trends newsletter that I received earlier today. You can see it's talking about the topic of millennial cringe, 2000s nostalgia, and the return of millennial fashion. Now, it's not meant to be a print-on-demand newsletter, but this one just so happened to align very well with print-on-demand clothing, potentially. You see top trends. People are searching for Netflix's most watched movies. What is a haboob, which I remember haboob was in, and I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but it was trending in yesterday's Google Trends newsletter. And I remember when I saw it, I did 2 things. I Googled, what is a haboob? The next thing I did was I looked if there were haboob-themed t-shirts trending on Amazon. And I wouldn't say they were exactly trending based on the BSR, which is indicative of how well they're selling, but there were haboob-themed shirts on Amazon. You might see, famous people, celebrities trending. I'm not sure who Carlos Alcaraz is, but I would assume he's famous if he's trending like that. And then you see NFL teams trending as well. So you have to know better than to go and try to capitalize on intellectual property that we don't have the rights to. You can see Taylor Swift is engaged. So you might be able to get clever. Again, never sell anything related to Taylor Swift, her likeness, her album or song names. In my opinion, it's not worth it. But if there's something related to the engagement potentially, like if she got engaged to Travis Kelce, right? Well, what if he wore an engagement t-shirt that said, marry me, or marry me, Juliet, like the song? Like that theoretically would not be trademarked. You'd have to check, of course. But then you might be able to make money selling the shirt that he wore in this theoretical scenario. You see what I'm saying? You can go a couple layers deep and capitalize on where people are, spending their time and what content they're engaging with. So hopefully that was a decent example. You can scroll. There's more content in these newsletters, but what I love most about it is that they're free and they're frequent. So that's the Google Trends newsletter. I'll drop links to everything in the description, by the way. By the way, I took millennial cringe from that newsletter that I just showed you. So you saw that was the topic. I typed it on Amazon just to see what popped up, and you do get some print-on-demand results, but nothing in terms of BSR was really that attractive. So again, it doesn't necessarily translate at a 1-to-1 ratio of something from that newsletter into a t-shirt. But another great example was the Australian breakdancer from the Olympics. I think that was last year. And that was one of the top trending, easy to facilitate print-on-demand Halloween costumes. People wanted to wear like the green shirt that said Australian breakdancer, and that was an easy one. The next way that I track trends, and this was extremely effective for me in 2024, an election year, because of the politics aspect, but you can go to Merch Dominator, which specializes in Amazon research. Go to MBA and KDP and click bestsellers. This has a big database of trending Amazon products that you see here. By default, it just puts them in order by BSR, but I'm going to switch the dropdown to newest and hit search. Now what it's doing is it's looking at newly created product listings on Amazon Merch that have sold, because Amazon shows us both of those data points. Now, it's not realistic for a human to do this, but they use automation to detect and potentially, serve us emerging trends. Now, I already took a peek earlier. I would recommend, guys, do this regularly, and Merch Dominator more than pays for itself. I honestly made over $50,000 of extra profit last year using Merch Dominator. Now, again, that was an election year, so the demand for those brand new emerging trends, you know how quick the news cycle was last year, as we headed into the election. So it really was a print-on-demand seller's dream. They don't come as often and as frequently in terms of the political niches, but I looked earlier, and I mean, look, there's Make America Gavin Again. There's a whole bunch of them, whole bunch of Make America Gavin Again. Now, I don't care about politics, so I would never think to sell that, but people are buying it. Make America Gavin Again. Here's one just says Newsom 48. This one says Newsom was right about everything. I'm sure if you scroll far enough, given that it's politics, you probably find some stuff that's anti-Newsom. So sell to both sides. The whole point is to make money. Here's one, Golf of Gavin Newsom, established 2025. You can also use the Chrome extension from Merch Dominator. Here I went to Amazon, I searched Gavin t-shirt, and it is showing me results in this niche. But now I have the ability to apply filters. So I'm filtering out non-Amazon merch products. I'm filtering out sponsored products. I'm filtering out products that haven't sold. And then I'm sorting by date published. I mean, how powerful is that? This is insane. If you're using this and your competition isn't, you know what your discernible edge is. Oh, did I mention too? It's looking at 7 pages of results and bringing them all into this data table that you see behind me. So the next one that I wanted to share, guys, is finding trends using apps, using information aggregators. So this is bleacherreport.com, just as an example, because I'm a sports fan. When they share an update, and not all their updates are necessarily sports related, some of their updates are just them being funny because an athlete did something funny. So one of my biggest success stories involved the Bleacher Report app, which, by the way, has 10 million plus downloads, implying 10 million users, me being one of them. It shared a notification of a professional athlete wearing a funny shirt. And I remember seeing that and thinking, like, I went to the gym later that day and it registered in my mind, oh yeah, I should go try to sell that, because it was just text on a shirt. It had nothing to do. I didn't tag the person wearing it, nothing like that. The logic was Bleacher Report, 10 million app downloads, 20 million Twitter followers, have pushed this out to the masses. Maybe somebody will want to buy it, and it ended up making me like $5,000 in sales over that weekend. So between like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it was like $5,000 in sales. So you never know. You got to try. And there's different ways to find these emerging trends as they emerge. You know, the earlier you are, the better. So I'm giving you an honest way that I've done it in the past. Just, of course, do not commit infringement. Speaking of infringement, one of the most infringed upon people, Taylor Swift. So what I'm really saying here is not Taylor Swift. I'm saying monitor celebrity social media feeds. Now, Taylor Swift probably has like an extremely tightly curated feed, if I had to guess. But a lot of celebrities will just show a photo of them wearing normal clothes, and you might see something similar to what I just shared with the app idea, where you have apps that send you push notifications. Some of those push notifications might translate into sellable print-on-demand ideas. Well, social media from celebrities as well, same principle. You don't tag the celebrity. You don't infringe on anything that is like an original design that they're wearing and they're sharing in their shop. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying sometimes people just wear funny shirts. A lot of times they're just text-based. They could be political. Maybe it's anti-Gavin Newsom. Maybe it's pro-Gavin Newsom. You get what I'm saying? The gist is that they're doing the promotion for you. In this case, it's a celebrity on social media. In the other case, it's Bleacher Report. But let them do the promotion for you, and it's inevitably going to have some people that see it want to buy it. So the logic is then we create the design and we make it available for sale. One last one that I wanted to share is Twitter. Now, I'm not logged into my account here. This is just for an example, but Twitter now shows, and it's been doing this for a while now, if you see down here at the bottom, they show you the impressions on tweets. Why is that relevant? Well, because you will inevitably come across some sponsored tweets, especially if you're in the print-on-demand niche on Twitter, or it's like in your algorithm, you'll get ads related to selling print-on-demand products. And I've seen some ads for print-on-demand t-shirts and other things with like 5 million plus impressions. Now, level with me, guys. If someone is spending money to get 5 million or more impressions, I don't remember if I've seen more than 5 million, so I'm gonna keep coming back to that. They're probably making money. And if they're doing it, you can do it. So not only are you getting an idea for a validated idea, you don't want to steal somebody's work, but again, it's kind of like the idea, the niche, the design style, something, you know, different signals from different products. But also that could be an interesting way to advertise your print-on-demand products. Like, I don't have imposter syndrome. If I see somebody else doing something and I'm interested in potentially doing it, I don't think to myself like, oh yeah, but they're better than me. I think to myself, how can I replicate their success? Which, by the way, leads me to the outro of this video. Thank you for watching. I'll link to everything in the description. And if you want to replicate my success, I teach stuff just like what I shared in this video from real experience as a multi-million-dollar print-on-demand seller in my course. I'll also drop a link to that in the description. But thank you for watching till the end, and I'll see you soon with another new video.